back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing for weekly automotive mechanical content for the average shade tree mechanic. Especially if you have a Ram 2500, 3500, 45, 55, it don't matter, with the Cummins turbo diesel motor. So before I get started, I want to give a shout out to all my subscribers. I just finished hitting 750 subscribers. I'm stoked. So I received some goodies yesterday. I'm pretty excited about it. What I actually received in the mail and what I'm actually going to show y'all how to install today are the dash speakers for your Ram. And it's a similar process if you have a 1500 all the way up to chassis and cab. They're all a similar process. So there are a lot of dash speakers, a lot of different types, brands, manufacturers that make speakers 3.5 inch, by the way. And there's a lot to it, and I'm not a nerd, I'm not a geek on anything audio related, but I did try and do a lot of research for y'all to actually share some of the knowledge. So two things I want to go over are the sensitivity and the RMS. Two very important topics when you want to try and research and look for speakers that will work best for your truck. All right, so going over sensitivity, and I got some notes here because it's a mouthful. If there's one speaker specification ever worth looking at, it's the sensitivity rating. Okay, so sensitivity tells you how much volume you'll get from a speaker with a given amount of power. All right, the higher the sensitivity rating of a speaker, the louder it will play with a certain amount of wattage. For example, some speakers will have a sensitivity of around 81 decibels or so. This means with 1 watt of power, they'll deliver just a moderate listening level. All right, so if you want 84 decibels, you'll need 2 watts. This is due to the fact that every additional 3 decibels of volume it will require double the power. Okay, so that's just a crash course on sensitivity. So second thing I wanted to go over is RMS, or average power that your speaker can put out of, and peak maximum power values. All right, so for example, if 130 watts is the maximum power average or RMS, then the speaker would probably comfortably handle a peak power signal from the amplifier of around 300 watts. All right, so however, if the 130 watt speaker value is a peak value, sometimes called peak music power or max RMS, as you would see online, then the average power that it can handle would more than likely be around 70 watts. All right, so crash course number 2 for RMS. So I spent about a good few days researching which speakers to get, because there's so many, and if you're interested in the research for the best speakers that I found, go ahead and check out the links in the description from 1 to 5. But the reason why I went with the Infinity speakers, so they are the same price as the Rockford Fosgate JBL speakers. Polk and JL Audio were the most expensive. And Polk was rated actually 5 of 5 speakers. JL Audio came in at number 1, and that's over reading research and just reading the reviews for all these speakers. So between the Polk and the Infinity, they both had the highest amount of sensitivity in decibels at 91. The others were 83, 85, and 88. I'll go ahead and post also the specs of the sensitivity and the RMS for each speaker is also down in the description. I'll also throw in some notes right here. Alright, so kicker. Can't forget about kicker, because I know a lot of Ram owners throw kickers in their trucks. It fits well. It's definitely an upgrade compared to stock. And they were the cheapest. And after reading reviews, the Infinity, JBL, JL, and Polk definitely outperformed the kickers. But they are a great price. Alright, so now I'm going to break out what I actually bought. I bought the Infinity reference 3022 CFX. Alright, and these are the 3.5 inch speakers. Continuous power handling 25 watts. Peak power handling 75 watts. Impedance 3 ohms and sensitivity 91 decibels, as I mentioned earlier. So pretty cool boxing. Here's one of them. Took it out of its packaging. Here's the stock. Alright, so I'm trying to put these up against each other so y'all can see the actual difference. Now let me put this as high as the stock speaker. Alright, so you can see there's about maybe a 1/4 inch difference from the top to the very bottom. And you can absolutely tell the difference. This is a cloth up top. I think even the factory Alpine systems you can cloth, but hard plastic. It looks sexy too. Check out that bronze outlining. So initial impression is pretty good. So this is quality right here, and this is why I paid $49 for a set. And so it came with some instructions right here off to the side, and it also came with a couple stickers, but some foam to alleviate some vibration. So this is pretty cool. Alright y'all, so next step I'm actually going to show you is how to install, and it's a very simple process. Alright, we'll knock it out very quick. A lot of people use somewhat of a panel removal tool. I just use my fingers, but I do have a panel removal tool. Alright, and I'm actually going to throw the link in the description for a plug and play wire set. Alright, and this will make your life much more easier because the position of the dash speaker in your RAM is in the far right and far left corner. If you have the factory modified Alpine system, you actually have a third dash speaker right in smack dab in the middle. They're in very tight spots, but that's all you're going to need. You're going to need some wires, you're going to need your speakers, and your fingers. Satu. This anti-vibration material, what you want to do is cut some pieces and put them towards the outside. Material right there, material right here, material right there, material off to the side. All right, next step, let's go ahead and go get these in. So what y'all are looking at is the driver side corner dash speaker. All right, and I already loosened them up, but what you're gonna need is a 1/4 inch ratchet with a 7mm socket. All right, so you actually, the best way that I found to take these out was to go ahead and start out by lefty-loosey, all right, using the socket and the ratchet. And once it actually, the bolt was easy enough to turn by itself with just turning the socket, go ahead and stop using the ratchet and do this. But the hardest part is actually touching the window. You will have to clean your window unless you're cool with it looking like shit, but me not so much, just because there's not enough room. All right, there's enough room to actually use the ratchet and socket to get in there, but that's it. All right, so here's the stock speaker. It has one plug. What you're gonna have to do is press in that small white point at the tip of my pointing finger. All right, press that in and then pull the plug out and you'll be good to go. So you have your connector. Here it is right here. Connect the base with it. Boom. There's the plug. Here's the play. Alright, and so it's essentially dummy proof. There's a thicker one, there's a thinner side of the connector. Alright, on this speaker you can see that's the thicker side, here's the thinner one. So essentially all you're going to have to do is plug and then play. Go ahead and poke the wire inside of the speaker hole. Alright, so go ahead and hand start it. Get this last screw in. So once you have hand tightened them, go ahead and use the hand socket tightening technique. Alright, that's good right there. It's better I use my right hand. So that's fitting pretty snug. What I'm going to do is just give it a few more cranks, and that is it. Just want to make sure it's sitting nice and tight. There it is. Right. I didn't show this step, but this is fairly easy. Alright, what I did, just get in here. Alright, use my other hand, kind of scoop it under, and then get my thumb and just prop it straight up. Alright, that's all it is. Doesn't fight too much. And there you go. As you can see, plenty of room on top of the dash cover and the speaker. Alright y'all, so I finished the install. Very simple process. If you have like one hand, you'll be able to do this job. Very minimal tools. I just finished getting out of my truck. I was in there for like 10-15 minutes. just listening to music. I was playing with the equalizer. I found just the perfect formula for those dash speakers. If you mess around with the treble and the mid range, you can come up with quite the formula for a whole new different tune of listening to music in your truck. So that's exactly what I was going for. I wanted to upgrade my dash speakers solely for that purpose. The dash speakers are putting out quite the punch for such a small speaker. So definitely happy with the upgrade. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. Again, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe for much more videos. Also, I told you a mod was coming. It should be here this Thursday or in a few days, and so pretty stoked about that. So stay tuned. Again, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know.